Denver or Colorado Springs. So just got to lock in a job out there. I know it's expensive as hell in Denver and Colorado. I guess Colorado in general is expensive.
Yeah, compared to Dallas, it is. That's what I hear.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not in a rush to get there, but eventually that's where we want to get to.
That makes sense. It's expensive, and it's funny because I'll compare it to New York, and I'm like, oh, it's just about the same. And then you'll have someone from Texas or someone from the South, and they'll be like, nah, it's expensive.
Yeah, no. I've seen them prices in New York and California. Nah. Yeah, we're Gucci on that.
Gucci. So what have you been up to out there, Rave?
Man, this is one of those times you wish you had like a great hobby to talk about. I've been up to. Wow. I want to say my hobby was traveling. Looking up where I could go next.
No, tell her what your hobby is right now.
What is it?
Spending money on fragrances and cologne or perfumes and stuff.
So, what he's referring to is, yes, I had, let's put that in the past, a habit of buying perfumes. And so I've finally reached a point where I've stopped. And when I say finally reached the point, maybe 2 weeks ago or so is when I stopped. So I have a cabinet now that's just full of different perfumes. But I mean, I'm proud to say that when I started February, I only had like one, maybe two.
One or two what?
Perfumes. Yeah, see, don't try me because that's true. And,
no, don't y'all.
I don't know. So this is what started it. I was scrolling through Instagram, and I think it was like Shade Room or Melanin Shade Room or something like that. And they literally just asked the opinions of women, like, what is your favorite fragrance or something like that. It was a slideshow. It had about 10, 15 fragrances, and somebody on there was just like, this oil is amazing. It makes anything smell good. The scent of it was called Pussy.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. Went through all the comments trying to find out where to buy this oil, and someone finally tagged the company. So I go to the website. The oil is like $5. I'm like, okay, bet. I go on the website. They have all the oils inspired by like Gucci and all these perfumes. So I went crazy. $5 a pop. I was like, cool. I got about 5 or 6 oils and got them back, and they smell good. And so I was just like, okay, cool. Let's get the spray to go with it. That was a mistake because from there, it was just YouTube. I was watching fragrance reviews. I was watching everything about perfumes. And when people started describing scents and saying how they smell, I was so curious that I just went on a shopping spree. And
I mean, with $5 a bottle, that's...
Yeah. So I'm proud to say now that I'm over it. And what am I moving on next? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's next. Right now I'm saving.
Saving room in your cabinet for more perfumes.
Saving money.
Shit.
Yeah. So over the past couple months, I have been like buying different fitness programs to do like at home workouts.
Okay.
And
that's
so
good.
Yeah, I started in like December, and I did one program for 3 months. And I came back and did like a 30-day transformation. And then now I'm on a 4-week transformation with another woman. And, that's fun for me. Granted, the eating is throwing me off a little bit. It's a little challenging. But other than that, like, I look forward to doing that, to like have something to do.
Yeah. Working out is always fun. And so they add this nutritional thing, you gotta eat a certain way. And then it's like, I'm not about that part.
Man, I really wish you could outwork a bad diet.
That's terrible.
Life would be great. If I could eat what I wanted to and know I could just go work out.
Nah, it don't work like that.
Yeah, buddy.
That is pretty great. No, it don't work like that. It could. It should.
It should. That'd be nice. But I don't know. I like simplicity. I like my little workout, my meal plans and my workout and stuff.
Are you a meal prepper?
So I'm actually, I compete. So
oh, that's right.
Yeah. So before this pandemic had happened, I had a show that was scheduled for May. So now I'm actually in the process, not necessarily getting ready for another show, but I'm in a cutting phase now. So after the end of the month, I'm going to hit up my coach and finish out the last 8 weeks that I had with him. Just pretty much get down as low as I can and probably do a photo shoot or something like that. And then maybe do a show late in the summer if they have any going on out here, because we're still on lockdown out here in the UK. So hopefully they have some show dates that come out and then I'll jump on that. Hopefully.
What got you into competing?
So it's really big out here in the UK. So pretty much coming to the UK, I decided to go ahead and jump into a show. But I've always had the idea in the back of my mind to compete. I've been into fitness since like 2010. I've been into the whole bodybuilding thing because I had a good friend that was a bodybuilder, but he never competed. And then when I was living in Sicily, another guy that actually competed showed up. So he started training us and stuff. And I got really interested in the art of bodybuilding. And a lot of people, you see bodybuilders, you think they're just muscle heads and they're just lifting weights and taking steroids and stuff, but it's way bigger than that. Getting to the whole diet and the science and stuff, that stuff really intrigued me. So, got into the whole bodybuilding thing, watching the Mr. Olympias and stuff and seeing how big people can get and watching their whole progress and stuff. And I started seeing that in me and I enjoyed the process. So I moved out so we came out to the UK. Went through a couple of coaches and I don't know, 2 years, after a year and a half later, I ended up jumping on stage for the first time and it was an experience. And I'll tell you, my first show was not my best show and it was pretty bad. The experience was pretty bad. Pretty much that last 8 weeks or whatever, I did not enjoy it at all. So I was going to do another show this year to kind of confirm it. Because a lot of people enjoy bodybuilding, but they don't understand what it takes, or they don't know if they have what it takes until it gets down to the whole cutting phase and prep life and stuff. Because you're like so depleted, so you get down to 0 carbs, and that's when your mind starts testing you. It's a mind game.
Ooh, 0 carbs? I'm out.
Yeah. 0 carbs, and I don't know. I had a bad experience because I had 2 bad coaches back to back.
Oh, okay.
And then my last coach he was terrible. He sold me false dreams, and then that last 2 weeks he kind of like ghosted me, which is the most crucial weeks.
Right.
And I pretty much ended up going into the show by myself, and I was really flat. I wasn't full when I went into the show, so I didn't do too well at all. But now, knowing what I know now, that's probably the best thing that happened to me, because now I know what not to do. And my coach that I have now, he's pretty dope. So I was looking forward to competing in May so I can look at that comparison as far as me on stage. So yeah, that's what I do. I enjoy, those are my hobbies, is, the podcasting and bodybuilding. That's all I do. Yeah. And work. Obviously I got to work, but I wish I put the focus that I have into bodybuilding into my job. I'd be a damn general. But that's what I'm finding out about myself as I get older, is that you really figure out what it is that you want to put your mind to. And bodybuilding is one of, like, that's me. Bodybuilding and podcasting. That's what I put a lot of my time to.
Nice. What made the podcast? What made the podcast start?
I don't know. So how did we start the podcast? I know it was kind of your idea initially at first, or was it my idea the whole time? I know we wanted to do like a relationship podcast and kind of tell our story in a way. That's what we did like that first year of us podcast, and we kind of told our story. We told our stories on the show, but We just really just we started buying equipment, and then the goal was to start our podcast on the day of our anniversary, but Raven knows me.
He was just like, we talked about it, and he's one of those people where if you mention something or you talk about something, you better be 100 about it, because he's going to start the process. And so it was like, we talked about the podcast, equipment started rolling in. Like, he was buying everything. He was looking up stuff, and here and there he'd be like, hey babe, this might cost such and such, and I'm like, oh, okay, then not really thinking too much about it, just thinking, okay, he's looking up stuff. No, he was purchasing everything he was looking up, and before you knew it, like, we had the switchboard, we had the mics. Where did we start it at the old house? Yeah, and like, we were just in the living room, and we had everything, and like, he was excited. The mic stands would come in, he would set them up. We just had like all the wires and everything. We would just set everything up, sit in the front room, and start. And it was like, didn't we start before the anniversary?
Yeah, we started like in January.
Yeah, so we were super early. It was like we was recording stuff. It was all right, cool. We gonna put it out now.
Yeah, I'm very impatient when it comes to things that I want to do. I'm super impatient. That's one of my flaws right there. That's one of my many flaws, that I'm super impatient. I'm very impulsive.
Or just eager and ready to go.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good way of putting it. But I like what I like. I do what I do. Put that on a t-shirt.
I like what I like. I do what I do.
All right, that's cool. So it's been like a year now, right?
The podcast?
Right.
Yeah, about a year and a half now.
Who's the most interesting guest or topic you've had?
You, of course. Rockshana.
No, I'm the favorite, not the most interesting. I'm the favorite one.
No discredit to all of our other episodes that we had.
Of course.
I want to say the last one that we did with her name is Angela Walker. She's an author.
Yeah.
We just did this episode. I don't know if you've heard of her. But she's an author, and that episode's not coming out for like another 3 or 4 weeks. But we just did a show with her last weekend, and it was about how to communicate between, because that's the name of our podcast is Public Therapy Podcast, right? So we talk about relationships and things within that, and then she's a therapist, or she's a relationship coach
or something like that.
Yeah. So she has a book out on how to make, I forgot. Damn, I'm such a bad host.
How to resolve relationship issues.
How to resolve any relationship issues. Yeah. That's what it's called. So she was talking about her book and all her tools and techniques that she uses for people, and it was such a dope episode. And I think I like those episodes that we have, and like the same thing like how we did it with you. I'm pointing at the computer like I'm talking to you right now. But I like those genuine conversations. Those are my favorite episodes, to where nothing doesn't seem scripted. Mm-hmm. Well, really nothing is scripted, but you can just kind of just go back and forth when you communicate with one another. So it was like that with her, but it was like talking to someone that we've been knowing for like years. It was like talking to one of our aunts or something.
Oh.
And, yeah,
that sounds real good.
I'm
really excited for y'all. Cheese of
yeah. So have you had that episode? I don't know how many episodes you do. But like, I don't know how many you have in a queue, but we have like 6 in the queue right now, and that's one of those episodes where after I got done, I want to publish it immediately. I'm like, we got to get this information out here now, because like, what if I die and Raven doesn't know how to upload episodes?
Okay. That was a quick turn. Okay.
Oh, man.
I told you I'm impulsive. But yeah, so Angela Walker, that's probably one of our favorite episodes. We love all our episodes that we've done, but that one, to just being honest, that's one of our favorite ones.
All right. That'll happen. I have one that I'm really excited to do. It hasn't happened yet. She's a medium, and I'm like, ooh, I want to talk to her. I want to talk to her like today. Right? She did a reading for a couple of friends of mine, and they were like, "Yo, she's